Well, it's our final segment here tonight from Old Town Fort Collins, the Beach House Grill. Steve Fairchild, Coach's Show here tonight. Steve, our final segment with you, and boy, what a pleasure it was talking to John Mosier and, of course, Anthony Hill. And you talk about Anthony. He's one of the all-time greats here at Colorado State.
Yeah, I look back to my years as an assistant coach here and having a chance to coach a guy like Anthony, a very talented quarterback. Led Sonny Lubbock's early years, led that first WAC championship team and Holiday Bowl game against Michigan, and he was a pleasure to coach and get to know. And I knew if I was ever in a position to hire Anthony, I was going to do it. And it's sure great having him on our staff. And it's good John Mosier could come here tonight too. John leads our football team. I think he's got a lot of respect from the players and the coaches. He's quiet, but he leads by example, and just a really a good football player, good Christian guy. And I got all the respect in the world for John Mosier. I'm glad he could take the time to visit with us tonight.
Yeah, he was one of the first kind of Florida guys to come up here.
Yeah.
And now there's a pipeline.
Well, Sonny's background with at the University of Miami, we were spotting when I was an assistant here. We were spotting with a guy or two. It goes as far back as Cecil Sapp and some of those guys, and then with John and Gartrell and that group. But we've concentrated down there a little bit more heavily, I guess, because it's very good high school football down there. There's a lot of good high school football players.
Yeah, Pat Meyer down there in the Florida area at Florida State.
Mark
Todd
Lubick.
Stroud.
Yeah, Todd Stroud. Mark Lubick did a little bit for us, and we'll continue to maybe get 25% of our recruiting class. We'd still like to do Texas and the state of Colorado and California, and we'll go anywhere. Like you mentioned, Ezra from Chicago, and we got some good kids out of the state of Washington. Recruiting's the name of the game, and we're certainly, our staff's doing a nice job.
Well, we talked about the fact you guys are playing a lot of young kids. I'm looking at that defense for Idaho. I was looking at their two deep. They had one redshirt freshman on their two deep. That was the only freshman.
Well, this is a very senior team on both sides of the football. I mean, this is they're cycling up. This is their year, and that's just the state of the situation. But we've got a good talented football team. We'll continue to work. We'll continue to improve. We'll continue to recruit. And, I do see bright things for the Colorado State football program.
Before we get going, I want to get your thoughts on some of the other Mountain West Conference games. How about Air Force going down to Oklahoma?
Yeah, Air Force, as you watch them every year, their talent level's increasing. Everybody thinks it's coaching, and they're doing a nice job coaching, but they got good players. And to go into Norman, Oklahoma and play like they did is impressive.
Yep, they played well. And then I don't want you to look ahead, but TCU. They look like they're the class of the league, as we all kind of thought.
Yeah, every year. TCU, the thing with them is they can play with anybody in the country. They're not the class of the league. They are a top 5 football program trying to win a national championship, and that's what we aspire to be here at Colorado State.
Well, Steve, thanks so much. As always, we'll talk to you coming up on Saturday afternoon. It'll be great to get back at home. It
would be, and I'm looking forward to it, and thank you very much.
Okay, that's the coach, Steve Fairchild, as his Rams take on the University of Idaho coming up Saturday afternoon out at Hughes Stadium. We'll be on the air at 12 noon. For everybody, thanks for joining us from the Beach House Grill in Fort Collins. It's been the Coors Light Steve Fairchild Coach's Show.